So, this season of Blue Exorcist, guys, I mean, I don't know if it's just you, but so far it's actually been letting me down. And I know why it has been letting me down. Now, don't get me wrong, like I have stated before in previous videos, you know, after every review, I would say, mainly this arc is a character-driven arc. There is hardly any action, but at the halfway point there is action, which we are seeing right now. And while the action that we're getting is good, at the same time, the pacing has just been utterly lackluster, okay, is the best way that I can describe it. Like, just get to the point. I mean, come on, let's just, you know, get to the point when it comes down in the episode. I mean, I know that we need character development and stuff like that, but it's just been so, like, the pacing, as I said before, the pacing is just what kills the series for me, at least when it comes to this arc. Love the characterization. Love, you know, how the way A1 Pictures is actually doing this. However, the pacing could be a lot better. But that's just my only grime when it comes to this adaptation. So, where do we actually start off in this episode? Well, to be completely simple, mainly we see in this episode that Tatsuma Sugurou is actually still alive. Because of the fact that, you know, that spirit, the Phoenix or whatever, the Phoenix ended up actually healing his wounds right before death. However, he is still on the brink of death necessarily, but at this moment given time, he is actually alive. But half of this episode we just spent with Tatsuma Sugurou, you know, talking about how to defeat the Impure King and also what it is, you know, how it was created and what it did in the past, you know, its origins and stuff like that, and people just fighting off the Impure King from spreading in general, because it's starting to spread into the cities. It's, you know, poison, and the poison can kill a number of people, and if it's not defeated, more people are just going to die as it spreads into other parts of the world. And when we get to the final part of this episode, we see that Rin and Sugurou looks like they are going to get on Kuro and actually make their way to the Impure King to stop it entirely. Will Rin be able to open his sword? The world may never know. But there is one thing that actually is worth mentioning when it comes to this episode of Blue Exorcist, and probably, you know, the main focal point of the episode, I would say. And that is where we see Tatsuma Sugurou, Sugurou's father, actually pass on the Phoenix that he ended up carrying throughout his body. And the reason why Tatsuma Sugurou could not end up, you know, revealing the Phoenix or, you know, his burden that he has carried through all these years in general, was because of the fact that the Phoenix, if it were to be revealed, then the Pact will actually be broken. Tatsuma would no longer be able to use the Phoenix creature, and probably it would actually put a whole burden on the temple. So technically Tatsuma Sugurou has been keeping this burden all along and keeping it a secret to actually protect not only his son, but also the temple itself and every single member in it. So that's why he hasn't been telling anyone, you know, his secrets whatsoever, why he carries such a heavy burden, and, you know, why he is even not telling his own son, like I just stated before. And we pretty much see that Sugurou ends up getting passed down the mantle of the Phoenix. So now it's Sugurou's burden in general in order to keep the Phoenix, you know, a secret from other people. Of course, you know, we had other witnesses like Rin, Shimi, and the gang, but basically he cannot reveal, you know, any other soul as to what he has anymore. So this burden has now been placed on Sugurou. How Sugurou will handle this in order to, you know, save other people and just, you know, be continued along as the story of Blue Exorcist progresses has yet to be seen. But yeah, I think that pretty much is the main focal point of this episode that you really have to get out of. But yeah, that's really, you know, this episode in a nutshell. You know, we see Rin, Sugurou, and Kuro actually making their way to the Impure King. The Impure King is spreading out through the city, which is not good at all. And half of this episode was learning about the Impure King's origins and how it shall be defeated, while we have the other members of the Sugurou Temple trying their very best to, protect the citizens from the Impure King actually spreading. So they are doing everything they can until Rin and Sugurou can actually come up with some sort of method in order to stop the Impure King. And that's pretty much the summary of this whole entire episode, to be honest with you. I just really wanted this adaptation to be good, and while it is good, don't get me wrong, when it comes to the story, they're actually adapting it right, the characterization is great, the animation is great as well. However, the pacing is, I just wish it was a lot better. The pacing of this series, the second season of Blue Exorcist, it should have just got to the main point of things and actually executed and delivered a whole lot better than what we are seeing right now. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys, as to what you thought about this episode of Blue Exorcist. Also, let me know what you actually think about the second season of Blue Exorcist. Is it kind of disappointing you as well? Do you actually like this, but do you also think that the pacing could be better? I'm very curious to hear your overall thoughts in the comments down below. So with that said, I think I'm going to end off this review on that note. Thank you all for watching. I will catch you all later as I review Showa Episode 8. I'll catch you guys next time.